Yo, what's up? How's it been, everybody? So we got a new video here. We're going to be diving into a nice little plugin I've been using. It's called the Blackbox. It's by Plugin Alliance. If you've seen it, it's that black and blue cool looking rectangle plugin. It's called the Blackbox HG-2. It is actually an emulation of a hardware that I do want to grab in the future because why not? So we're going to dive into this video, but what I first want to do is open up the manual, because in order to understand how I go about using this plugin, I want to refer to how the different areas and different stages of the plugin actually work. Although I never learned how to use this plugin reading the manual. Okay, and what I like to do is I like to download the manuals and then store it in iBooks for later viewing, or if I just need to refer to it later. So we can now exit out of this. Here's the Blackbox. Let's open it up here. So like I said, this thing was based on the actual hardware that was created. So as you see, blue lights, Blackbox, nice design. Now the interesting thing you're going to realize is the way the pentode, triode, and saturation actually works. So I'm going to flip the page and you're going to see pentode right here controls this knob, generating even order harmonics, while the triode section typically generates third order harmonics, which is known to be true. A lot of people reverse this, and using this plugin, I really don't see how, but I'll get to that later. And then the second thing we're going to have is saturation here and an alternate 2. And a lot of people may use this plugin simply for the air. So we're going to keep this here, and I am going to move over to the actual plugin. When you raise up the pentode, something interesting happens. You notice it's going to get louder. This plugin is not an automatic gain compensated plugin, but that's fine. The way they actually introduced the harmonics more than likely pertains to the way Softtube did their saturation knob. It's just not going to be feasible. Now, whether you're for or against that, I don't really care. Doesn't really matter. However, the pentode is going to raise the gain. But something else is going to happen, and you're going to notice that you don't hear a lot of fuzz and odd harmonics coming out of the pentode. You don't hear a lot of distortion and fizz. You're getting more thump than anything, and the distortion that you're really hearing is coming from overloading the converters on the interface. Now, if I turn down the output, so as you can hear, you don't hear a lot of scratchiness, this type distortion. That is a pentode. Ladies and gentlemen, the pentode does not produce those harmonics. They produce even order harmonics. They produce those warm harmonics. What you refer to as those odd distortion amplifier type harmonics is the triode. Let's listen to the triode. Do you see the way or hear the way the cymbals are fizzing? That is because those upper order harmonics are working on the triode. Okay, so you may be wondering, why am I turning up the pentode if they do not produce those odd harmonics? This has to deal with the order of the saturation units. The flow pattern of this device actually runs from the pentode into the triode. So in order to get level to the triode, you have to have level from the pentode, or else you won't hear anything. The whole point of this device is for both the saturation and the pentode and the triode to work off of each other, but it first starts with the pentode. Then you have a saturation section. This saturation section is a parallel just to give a nice parallel saturation boost or another set of harmonics into the series. So if you were to turn on the saturation, you'll hear a difference. That almost immediately, not only do you hear the level rise, but you definitely hear a little bit more edge to the sound. And if you don't like the sound of that, they have a secondary tube emulation based on the Blackbox design for that. Now to the right, you have an air module that comes after the triode. And that air module is not like the Moog air. That air has a little bit more presence into it, but it's not that harsh area. You're not getting presence in the 8 to 10K, but you're not getting presence in the 18K. You're getting it somewhere around 14 to 17. So you can really hear that sizzle of the cymbals come out. And this is just the order of operations, and we're not going to worry too much about the calibration and density and all that stuff here.